evening, everybody. This is BB. You're at BB Love Sports, where sports and gaming is the exquisite fusion. We're going to be doing a very chilled vibe here. So welcome to the show. I have my La Croix again, and I'm on my natural high again. This is Tangerine La Croix. So how are you? I decided to let a few days go by, everybody. So feelings could kind of wind down. Lots of emotions happening. This is some really good sparkling water. Love that tangerine vibe. Also on deck, if you're familiar with Sweet Baby Ray, this is it for me. Ever since quarantine, ever since that spring, when we had to shut it down, I've been enjoying the Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy beef jerky, the teriyaki, all by Bridgeford. So let's talk about it. It's a lot to talk about it. Together. I love my beef jerkies. So beautiful. I'm thinking of a recipe right now, and then the whole home smells so good because I have like a world of spices and a beautiful chicken breast that I baked. I'm going to put into a stir fry. There's more talk about the NFC game more than the AFC championship. We'll start with this first. $31-26. Now listen. With my beautiful incense going, my beautiful La Croix water, my yummy beef jerkies. This NFC championship has been a dagger. To a lot of people. A lot of people have different opinions on POVs. We can only imagine what is going through the mind of every player, the coaches, the franchises, and we're going to do the focus in more on Green Bay. So this is everything that Aaron Rodgers wanted in terms of home field advantage, NFC game right there, headed into the dance for the Super Bowl 55 held in my city of Tampa. Here on the big stage, closer than you were before. The team, it just felt like a crumble. So then we go through the postseason, and you look at everything that led them up to here. Dynamic. Then you get to the game itself. And you wait till you get to the biggest stage to do a crumble. And communication skills are just done and done. These are not the things that you do when you're that close to stepping right on into the Super Bowl. And then with that kind of time on your hands, you have possession of the ball, which is what I look at in stats when I'm covering from basketball to football, any stats. You had enough time to make it work, even through the downs, even as a leader, instead of just throwing all of these missed passes, and then you keep going back to Adams. There's other players open. And then you're so close right there by the end zone. Why not just go ahead and get to the 3? Your defense has lit up. The Buccaneers had their own game plan. And that was to put the heat on Rodgers and to shut out Devontae, and also to shut out even Lazard. But still, the pack came back. And through the picks, the pressure putting on the Buccaneers, oh, just so tragic. And so, as a leader of your team and others, you got the coach and Rodgers talking about some miscommunications. When you've played this game for so long that you would think, now's the time to make a decision. Because this communication problem, this communication answer, it just doesn't cut it when you are right there at the biggest moments of your career. We're in the off season, the draft, Green Bay suits that you already know. We're looking toward the future. As much as anybody want to start throwing the blame on getting Love in on the draft, that was not a dagger. It's not a dagger. It's just a reality. It's the same reality that was there when Rodgers came in and Brett Favre was there. At some point, after so many seasons, you start to develop, at least a smart ball club, you start to develop and get your build-up. Even if your team is electric, you know that everybody didn't come in at the same time. So you can start doing your building blocks of looking ahead. The future. It is a business. As much as we like to feel and say, well, you know, go team. I like that player. I like that quarterback. That's my quarterback. Or, you know, when you're doing fantasy, hey, that's what I pick. I like his game. I like his style. I like his role. I mean, still, it's a business. And you have to treat it as such. You have to look at the writings on the wall. This was the moment. Last season, as a sport analyst and as a Packers fan, but more as an analyst. I was like, we definitely got the weapons. We can keep everybody healthy. We can get back there. So close. And now you're just very close. I mean, like right there, tipping on the door. Knocking on the door. And it comes down to that. You're put there on the echelons of elite quarterback, and then when you get even in the position of quarterback, you're there for the reason to lead your team, to think about the decisions. And in that moment, what can you do? You got a lot of time to not give the ball back to the opponent. Because you know that type of quarterback over there, Brady, is going to make things happen. Or try and just shut yourself straight out of the Super Bowl. So now it's one hell of a story. Now, Tom Brady leaves the Patriots. Tom Brady goes to Tampa, assembles himself nicely. Lots of rough patches in there. Wasn't the kumbaya with the coach Arians that we're seeing now. Coming in, being a team player, no preseason because of the COVID. It's not about just the me, but the we. I still got some things to prove to myself, but I gotta come in here with the we. Then you got Gronk coming out of retirement. Then there's AB. All his chess moves may not have seemed so right to us, and then AB wasn't even a factor for this. Rested up though for Super Bowl Sunday. But when you just hand on the platter with that much time and all those missed opportunities, and then just picking away, just picking, just picks on picks. Take your pick. And still just couldn't get anything off. Then it was time for him to go in. Then you get this post-conference talking about mysteries. Mystery? Well, there's not much mystery happening unless he's going to try and take that leap to another team. But this is a whole different situation versus Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady has seen a lot more recent Super Bowls and not having to look far back at his wins. So would Aaron Rodgers be an asset to another team? You know? So there's a lot of missed opportunities to go around. But the defense was doing their thing as much as they could. And when you are in these clinch situations and you're going to the big dance, this is not week 8, week 12. This is the NFC championships. So 31-26, that's what we got. Ending season, Buccaneers 14-5, Packers 14-4. Stats, 351 for the Buccaneers in total yards. For Green Bay, 381. Passing yards, 275 for the Bucks, 314 for the Pack. Rushing yards, 76 for the Bucks, 67 for the Pack. Yards per play, 5.8 for the Buccaneers, 5.5 for the Pack. See how that's just like evenly matching? But the edge goes more toward the Packers. First downs, 23 for the Pack, 19 for the Buccaneers. And that's all they needed, given all that time back, instead of just running it to the 3 and see what happens, to try and at least put yourself in position to get right there, knocking, sniffing at the end zone. You give the ball back to Brady, and that's all they need is the first down. That is so, like, you're talking about the Daggers. Third down efficiency is 9 of 14 for the Buccaneers, 8 of 14 for the Pack. Fourth down efficiencies, 1 of 1 for the Buccaneers, 0 for the Pack. Sacks allowed, 1 for the Bucks, 5 for the Pack. Punts, 2 for the Bucks, 3 for the Pack. Penalties, 2 of 8 for the Buccaneers, 4 of 30 for the Pack. Fumbles, 0 for the Bucks, 1 for the Pack. 3 picks for the Buccaneers, 1 interception for the Pack. Time possession of the ball, 25-23. And for the Packers, 34-37. All that time. It's just real wild. So, what do you do now? I don't see him making an impact with another team, even though people are throwing different scenarios out there, the 49ers and the Rams and the Saints, you're hearing all that. Because if he settles himself down, retire as a Packer, but do you have another shot in there to take the Pack back again and then handle your business? It's a long shot because you don't know who your opponents are going to be. Just like in the regular season. So like in the regular season, we saw how the Steelers dominated, just undefeated. It is how you start, but it is most definitely how you finish. And it is absolutely how you finish. I think the best move would to be staying as a Packer, giving more playing time to your backups. See if you can get back there. Off season now with the draft coming, get them other weapons that are needed. You already proved the point as far as the suits that you've secured your QBs. Get some more weapons in there. I mean, Devontae Adams cannot do it all alone. You get the Ken Lazard, you get the Ken Aaron. When you're in a leadership position, You've been in the league as long as you have. Such a grossly missed opportunity. I just handed the Bucks an epic moment. And then now they go head to head with the Chiefs. And we'll be talking about that, what I feel about that. I'm also going to be talking about my 6th pick for the different beers. So come on back. Log in with me. I'm BB. And you're at BB Loves Sports, where sports and gaming is the exquisite fusion. What a dagger. The daggers. The daggers.